my guy Cartoons is zooming right now for that Be Real. You feel me?
That's right.
And Estevan over there in sunny tropical Canoga Park. The LA Originals are checked in. My guys, congratulations on the Netflix documentary. You know, LA Cartoon and Estevan, LA has many stories, but this one right here is one of the most important stories of Los Angeles. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you, brother. All of you guys.
Yes, sir. You know, Tunes, we've heard about you and Estevan for years, right? Los Angeles staples, Los Angeles originals, right? You know, and there's so much footage, guys. Estevan, you have so much footage, and Tunes, you have had so many clients, too many to count. But is there stuff that we have not seen yet? Is there stuff like we saw your boy strung out on that H? You feel me? And we saw that, as brutal as that was, and he lived to tell about it, which was amazing. God bless him, right? But Estevan, is there footage that you won't release, no matter what kind of deal it is? Could be another Netflix special or whatever.
Yeah, I had to smash a couple tapes, but you know, most of it you could, you know, like one day it'll come out. You know what I mean? Like the stuff that probably wouldn't want to be seen on this one of me, I'll probably release it later on down the line, like, you know, but I was still trying to keep it kind of R-rated, and I got about 200 hours worth of footage that, you know, we had to sift through to get, you know, just little seconds here and there. So
yeah, there's
plenty of stuff that hasn't been seen in multiple different genres. And, you know, hopefully I get to throw that film out there, you know, one day, because you know, there's too much, really. Like Alchemist earlier, he was like, "Hey man, you do like edit like everybody's individual, like a series of everybody's individual interview from the movie, and cut that up and make that a series." You know, like the Scotty Sun interview, the Alchemist interview, the B-Roll interview. But I'm like, those are all, you know, I get hit every day with about 100 ideas that people have for me and for them. And, you know, it's like, it's overwhelming, but what people don't understand is a lot of that shit, well, not a lot of it, everything costs money. So, you know, it'd be great to chop up 20 interviews in a row, but, you know, then I gotta put an editor on salary, you know? So it's just, there's so much stuff that we got, but you know, it all takes budgets. Like if you knew the budget on this thing and how fast we went through it, damn, oh really?
What's up, Leche?
Yeah, just the Japanese footage alone, we could do a series on the influence of Chicanos and Latinos in Japan. Because we started going in the 92, and Estevan was like, "Oh, this is some crazy shit. We got to get this." I mean, you're talking hours and hours and hours of us talking shit.
A series.
I'm here
it's
for
a series of just us clowning each other and fucking with the Jap. You know what I mean? Like, we just had, man, we had to live with these guys, man. And we treated it like we were touring. We would watch Be Real. We would watch Mugs and Send. We would see them do these interviews. And that's how we got media trained. We didn't even know we were media trained and shit, you know?
Right.
And it was doing a lot of interviews and kind of being able to mimic what Cypress Hill. So Scan was like, "Hey, you should do a tour. Start at one end of Japan and go to every lowrider shop they got there. Go do press, go do radio, make snipes. Treat it like you're dropping an album. And I'll record." And he recorded it all. So we still got that shit we're sitting on.
Wow.
And that's when we were young and pretty too, you know, so it'll be good for TV.
That's right.
Who picked up the most Japanese? Who could speak more Japanese out of you two?
Cartoon.
Yeah.
Wow.
Arigato. We can cuss in Japanese. We can cuss and ask for money. That's the only Japanese we know.
That's pretty much it, though. That's all you really need to know, you know?
Or how much?
Yeah, I mean, they're great people, man, and they saved lowriding in Los Angeles in a weird way.
Wow.
They came in the 90s with suitcases full of money, buying fools lowriders and shipping them back to Japan. And in Japan at that time, if you had a heartbeat, you can get a car loan. So everyone got a car loan and overpaid for lowriders. But now, half America's Bel Airs and Impalas are in Japan. So we're buying them back now.
Oh, no, that's crazy. We're buying our lowriders back?
Well, now that they're over it, they're in the donks or they're in the fucking breaking or some shit. The Japanese will move from like trend to trend sometimes. So there's like abandoned lowriders everywhere. So yeah, we'll take them back. It's about $3,500 to fly it back.
Wow. Hey, man, make America lowrider again. You feel me?
Well, it's like re-gentrification, like we're coming and taking our shit back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's right. Yo, LA Originals is on Netflix. You have to watch it. It's a very important documentary. Not only is it entertaining, it's educational as well, and extremely important. Garcia, you have a few cartoon tats yourself, right?
I have two, and we were talking about it before everybody jumped on, and like, you know, that era, it was just, you know, I was asking him, where did I get tattooed at? Because I don't remember the building being as fly as the building was in the documentary. I think I got tatted pre-ice cream truck, you know, all the lowriders being in there and stuff like that. But, you know, one thing I will say about cartoon, man, great conversations. We listened to some great music. I remember that very vividly, man. And it's just yeah, man, and it's an honor, dude. Like, I mean, someone said that in the documentary. It's like an exclusive club, and you never kind of really forget that, man. And I feel that, man. And you know, I've around the way ran into Esteban as well. And you know, I wanted to bring up for both of you guys, like we talk about the modernization of the culture, you know, and the way that everything's spread out, you know, everywhere now. You know, Esteban, you said, look, I'm gonna show these motherfuckers. I'm gonna get on IG and post a picture. Watch. And then you didn't get really the reaction that you thought you were gonna get by posting some of your art or photography on Instagram. And cartoon, I know there was probably a learning curve for you on how to, you know, adjust to the times. Can you guys speak on that a little bit? Because you guys, you have staying power. What you have brought to the culture will stay forever. The t-shirt you're wearing right now will stay forever, and you deserve that credit. Same with your tattooing, and same that you've incorporated your tattooing into hip-hop culture. Can you talk about having to modernize your hustle to adapt to today? Because I think you guys gave everyone an education in that documentary, in my book.
For sure.
Thank you. Scan, I mean, when me and Scan step back and look at stuff, we try to picture where we should be. And we see Chicano art as like a high-end art. You know what I mean? To us, it's the most deluxe. It's the most luxurious. It has the deepest story to it. And it just looks better. So we see it way up here, right? So we're just going to keep pushing until you walk into the LV store and you see, you know, my full collection out there and Scans pictures blowing up in that fucking store. You know, like we just keep pushing. And so if we do a big gig, say we do a corporate gig, we like to balance that and go speak to a bunch of youngsters. So we'll line up 20 kids that are at risk, and we're like, look, man, get into upholstery, learn how to install car stereos, learn how to paint a car, learn auto body and shit. Like you can buy a house off that. But so we try to motivate them. At the same time, we motivate ourselves to always be on the cutting edge of everything. I have 16-year-old kids now, so I'm listening to Anderson .Paak, I'm listening to her and all these like current artists where I'm like, man, these kids are dope. These kids, man, you know, Jessie Reyes, she can play with anybody, you know what I'm saying? So this is talent that we try to keep at the Scan. Esteban's a master at finding talent, young talent, and seeing these people and be like, takes a picture of them, bam, Nipsey Hussle, you know, like 10 years ago. So it's a process that he can speak on it right now, but we always try to stay on top. When I do shoes, I gotta be current with the shoes. I gotta, you know, I got the current car, rimmed up, lowered, exhaust, smashing, lowrider, dipping. It's important that we have lowriders, we have bombs. We go to the car shows like regular fools on the boulevard. Like we ain't too good. We drag bumper just like you know. So that's it. We stay active in our own way, but yet we have families. Right, Scan?
Yes, sir, we do. For me, you know, like what I was talking about on the thing was, I wasn't into the whole digital photography and into the technology thing. Like, I don't like the way digital pictures look. I think they're too crispy and too clean and everything's in focus. For me, I like the creamy look that you get with a film photograph. So I was holding on to my film, you know, and just keeping that as my niche. And then my younger friends were like, "Hey man, you got to get on Instagram. It's the new shit." And I was like, "Man, I ain't doing all that. I got a job, you know. How am I gonna be over here playing on the phone?" And so it took me a while to get on, and I missed this one window when everybody was blowing up, because there was this like different page where if you got on the front page, like you would just get a great gang of followers. So I missed that whole wave, and by the time I came in, I was able to, you know, I had seen it around a lot, and I kind of moved into it, you know, knowing how to do it already, but it was kind of a little bit on the late freight. But once I got in, I was hooked on it, you know. So I was like, you know, struggling to. I didn't want to show selfies or photos that I was taking with the phone, so I had to get my assistant to scan photos in and get them digitized and email them to me so that I could post them on Instagram. And it was a process, you know. That was like a job in itself. I have 500,000 photos.
Wow.
So, you know, I didn't want to, you know, kill the guy and make him scan all that shit in. So I would just have him do some of the hits. And in the same time, I was putting out books. So I was having those images digitized. So that kind of helped, you know, keep the flow going. But, you know, all that shit is a pain in the ass for me. But it's, you know, it's part of the job now. There's no more magazines.
Yeah.
There's no more photography agents, really. And, you know, it's kind of like you have a photo agent, a magazine, and an art gallery all on your phone. And it's called Instagram. So,
Yep.
you know, you can just post all that shit every day yourself. You don't need an agent to push you out there for work. You don't have to kiss some photo magazine editor's ass to try to get in the magazine.
Yeah.
Right.
You got your own shit, and then you don't have to kiss somebody's ass to get in their art gallery or give them 50% to sell your photo, because you could do it yourself. You know, hit me in the DM.
That's it. In the DM, you feel me? Esteban,
Yeah.
you have amazing footage, man, and we can't wait to see what else you have. It's just a mountain. I'm sorry, you know, a world of footage there. Do you have footage that you're most proud of, or a picture that you're most proud of? You know, in the documentary, which is out now on Netflix, LA Originals, you know, you didn't want to move away from film at first, and that's kind of like that. That's like the vinyl of photography, right? It just sounds and looks better, right?
Yeah.
Is there footage that you have that you are most proud of that is almost like your child?
I mean, I would just say the collection is my child, you know, not any one thing. I mean, I was on tour with Cypress Hill, you know, filming all that footage. And I was the only one filming at those times that wasn't like from a film crew. That, because when you're hired to go and shoot a band, the industry standard is you only get to shoot the first 2 songs of the live set. And if you have an interview set up, you get to shoot and interview them for 15 minutes before they go on stage. So the people that were hired to go and shoot artists and shows, they had limited access, but I had full-blown access from, you know, the bus to, you know, to the stage. Pretty much I could go anywhere at all times. I could shoot anybody's show, the whole show. And once I learned that people were interested in my Cypress Hill stuff, I was like, well, shit, I'm out here with every band. I might as well just shoot a little bit of everything and everybody. So that's what I did. And we're on, you know, a lot of sick tours, you know, the Smoking Grooves, the Lollapaloozas, all the festivals, the, you know, summer festivals, Up in Smoke, and all these Woodstock. You know, there's just like endless shows that I did. And I have all those photos and all that footage. And then I've been low riding since the early 90s. So I got footage and photos of low riding from the 90s till now. I still go out there. I still shoot footage, and I still, video stuff. And then there's, all the countries that I've been to outside of here on tour and then by myself, that everywhere I'd go, people would hit me up and be like, hey, you guys like low riding, you like the hood, you like that. You should come and check out our hood, check out our cars and our tattooing and all that. So I would always roll with the people in each city and shoot all their cultures the same way I would shoot ours here. And it was pretty cool to see all the similarities, like you go to the favelas in Brazil and you see the some low riders they had there. You see how they did there. You see how they did, tattooing over there. And you would, you trip out. For me, at first, it was like, damn, touring and going to all these places, everything is so different. But then I was like, it's really not that different, Like people would be like, hey, what do you eat over there in China, this, that, and the other? But everywhere you go, they have chicken, beef, pork, and fish, and vegetables. It's just how they make it. So, I mean, there's a lot of similarities all around the world, and that's what I try to capture on my photos. Keep everything, shoot at my style and keep everything similar, consistent.
Yeah, no, you've done a great job, man. LA Originals is out now on Netflix cartoon. Everything from your client list that we've heard about throughout the years and what people would have to pay for a tattoo, or at least be considered to get tattooed by Mr. Cartoon, going on tour from Kobe Bryant to Beyonce to Eminem, Snoop Dogg, you name it, right? And then you have projects like the T-Mobile Sidekick, Mr. Cartoon, that I had. You also had the Air Force One's collab with the Mexican flag and the Brown Pride. Collab with Air Force One, Mr. Cartoon. Was there somebody that was in that chair that necessarily, or that couldn't take it necessarily when it came to getting tattooed? Maybe a celeb or a civilian?
I haven't never had anybody other than maybe one Japanese guy that just ran out the shop. Other than him, I think everyone muscles through it because a couple of the fellas will be there. They don't want to punk out in front of the fellas, you know what I mean? They don't want to be the one in that story, But definitely, it's always the bigger guys, the tougher guys. Those guys usually have the hardest time getting a tattoo. They're the ones that are used to giving pain, not receiving it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it'll be like 100-pound Japanese girl come in and get a rib cage done and have zero expression on her face.
Wow.
And just sit there forever, and I'm just like, you're a better man than me, because
that's right.
That's a real hard place to get tattooed.
For real.
But it's a process. You get different characters. I mean, you see some of these people, and you're like I don't care what people say, man. Some people have a glow around them and shit. You know what I mean? Some people just got that shit, but our business kind of survives, off of like regular foods, you know what I mean? Like celebrities come and go. I mean, the whole business can't survive off of them. People, you look at the comments, do you tattoo regular people? I'm like, man, if I was waiting on these celebrities to come in here, man, it's tough to get them, man. It's like lassoing the fucking Sasquatch in the mountain and shit,
Right.
Estevan will be like, I got one for you. Come and pick him up. I'll go pick that motherfucker up. I'll pick Pharrell up and shit. Fuck that shit. They'll get stuck on the. Can we cuss on you? We can't cuss on you.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
You're good.
Okay, get down.
Shit, well, you already did 100 times. Then.
Yeah. Man, it would be a bunch of beeps and shit. But it's a lot of action. But the celebrities get you the interviews. I was talking to Fabulous today. I was like, man, we have footage scan on Fabulous. We didn't even put, we got to make just part 2 from just the excess footage. It's impossible to do it in your whole life in 90 minutes, man. I mean, you didn't get into our family members. You didn't get into interview like a lot of my homeboys that I grew up with. Fucking all of our friends that are like weirdo artists that you wouldn't even think we would know these people, you know what I mean?
Right.
Art connects a lot of different people
Yeah.
together.
Yep.
You know, it the low riding, the music connects a lot of black and brown together.
Yeah.
Gives us a common, ground for us to build on. So, yeah, we're grateful to have it. Netflix seems to be the platform that's just hammering people.
Mhm.
And me and Scan, like, this is just our life we were filming, and it's surreal to edit it and put it out there.
Yeah. From karate to the streets, man. Do you have a favorite tattoo or a favorite piece that you've done for someone?
Yeah, and like you said, leaking those karate pictures, boy. Woo! My mom had those, man. I was like, oh man, not the karate pictures.
Yeah.
She'd be
But,
waiting
you
to pay
know,
you back.
It's the 80s, Holmes. You know, karate was
Yeah.
cool, man. Like you turn on the TV, there was like kung fu movies on TV and shit.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then we used
It
to
was-
wear the shoes out. Remember, we used to wear the karate shoes out.
What?
Yeah, you wear karate shoes to the mall. You know what I'm saying? Then my mom might have a picture of me in a full like Jackie Chan outfit or some shit, you know. And then I look a little Chino anyway, so they look at me, you know, like I was Filipino or something. But that's okay. It's all good, man. But yeah, that's that era, man. Those pictures are crazy. The 80s, like we had these like disco mullets. We didn't call them mullets back then, but we had our hair super long in the back,
Yeah.
doors in the front, and mini trucks and VW rags. And there were parties at Lusinger High, Hawthorne High. Man, the Hawthorne Mall. Damn, I grew up in the Harbor area, but the karate school was in Hawthorne, so I knew people from Lenox, Inglewood, and I started to see like different parts of LA.
That's right. That's
What
right.
was that other question you asked?
Oh yeah, if you had a favorite piece that you've done to for someone or to someone.
You know, it's hard to beat 50's back piece. You know, it's just so powerful that you want like when he came in, I was tattooing Who Kid, and 50 was sitting there just watching, and he wanted to get his arm tattooed, and I was like, man, you got to do your back, man. He was like, nah, I just want something on my arm. He had some old beat tattoos he got before he got money, you know what I mean? And I was like, man, I don't want my kid next to those ugly kids, you know what I'm saying? Convinced him to do his back, bro, and he left. And he didn't get the tattoo. I was like, damn, maybe I should have just tattooed him, because then I would have 50 Cent on the roster.
Yeah.
But he came back, and that's when we did it back.
I remember
So
those.
that's
Who
probably
Kid, I remember
my-
those Who Kid mixtapes too, huh? 50 Hostel. I remember those.
Yeah.
I think I might have got it from you, actually, as a matter of fact. Hey, I wanted to ask you guys both a question about the gentrification and those important, even the dark elements of our city that you guys showed in this documentary. I thought that's so important because it was what it was, and it's changed a lot, you know, for better or for worse. But I'm curious why you guys felt that was important to include in the documentary.
Well, for me, I think it's so important to show, because so many people they're on the fence with it, you know, like, you know, you want your area to be nice, and you want, you know, better places brought in, like, you know, because when we were downtown, where we were it was like an extension of Skid Row. It wasn't called the Artist District back then. It was like there was like us and a couple industrial businesses, and then it was all the zombies from Skid Row just running around. And it was even like a lot of crack, mostly crack and heroin back then. Now there's a lot of meth, so it's like a whole new monster. But back then, you know, when we were there, nobody was down there. There was only like, you know, a few artists, and you know, people were scared to come down there. Nobody was like, you know, really into coming down. I remember you know, one time, I think Christina Aguilera was coming to get a tattoo, and she was like, hey, you know, we're going through all these crazy neighborhoods, and we have these paparazzis following us, you know, is there a way, like, do you have like a private entrance or nothing? I was like thinking, because we had roll-up doors. I was like, man, we need to help them out because we don't want paparazzis up, coming up to our spot either. So I go, you know what, just come in. I'm gonna roll up the door, and right when you come in, I'll roll it back down, and they won't see or know nothing about, because we don't have a sign outside. So they have, like a Rolls Royce or a Bentley too?
She had a white Phantom.
Yeah, and then I saw her coming down. I rolled the door up. She came in, rolled it back down, and went back to looking like, Skid Row outside.
That cave.
Inside, we had like a little Chicano museum. We had our lowriders, we had photos, we had art everywhere. And that's what made it cool to us. It had an edge to it, and it was still grimy. Now you could eat off the floor anywhere down there in the artist district. You can go and get a kale latte for $10.
Yeah.
They got $4 tacos.
Yeah, you can get a vegan wrap
That's a
for
crime.
$25. You go downtown to eat now, and it's at least $30 per person. And
That's
we like to eat that kind of food, because it's healthier and all that, but it just sucks when we had 3 warehouses. They're $2,500 each when we started.
Wow.
Which makes it $7,500 for the 3 of them. Now, if you go there, those same places are $25,000 each, so it'd be $75,000. That lets you know where it is down there, and there's people coming in there paying that. There's like hedge funds and tech companies that are in our old spot, and like you see all these people coming up with electric cars and Priuses and
I see
little
record labels
poodles.
too. Record labels.
Yeah.
I didn't see any of them. I would have hit them up. Let me do your album covers.
Yo, yeah. Speaking of album covers, man, I think that's as a part-time graphic artist myself and
There he is.
music lover, the fact that you guys two as a combo would come together and make some legendary artwork pieces, that's so dope, man.
Yeah,
Like
logos and all that, sure.
yeah, from the bottom up, from scratch. Like, which one was the most difficult album artwork to put out?
I mean, I think we did a Cypress Hill album cover, and Scan was like, you should paint the album cover on a big sheet of metal. So I got a big sheet of metal and nailed it to a piece of wood, right? And then we candied it like a car. And then I airbrushed it all in candy paint with pearls and cleared it, polished it, and then he took a picture of it and put it up on the thing and captured a picture of it, and that was the Cypress Hill album cover. So it was an actual piece of metal. So what Cypress likes to do is they like to build shit. Like Cypress will build one of their album covers with all little skeletons in a graveyard, and it'll be like a special effects guy that did it. You know what I mean? They would go extra on that shit. So we would be able to do, say, like Paul Wall's album cover, where he would capture him, and then I would just do his logo, and he'd have his arm out where I tattooed him. So like we would tag team these projects. This is back when they used to sell CDs and have record stores. You would walk in there and they would blow the artwork. Remember, they would make like collages out of the album cover art and shit. So that was like my goal growing up in the 80s, seeing how important album cover, like Zap album covers and Earth, Wind and Fire, and all these ones were like airbrushed and shit. So I just emulated that stuff. And then Scan came in with the pictures. We were just fortunate that we were just two dumbass motherfuckers hanging out as friends. We didn't have like this crazy master plan where we sat back and had grids and shit. We were just, smoking a joint, and he was fucking driving the car, and we were in a bucket, and we were driving down fucking Sunset, and we were like, how can we that were born and raised here take advantage? You get all these transplants coming from all over the world, all over the United States to be where we grew up, and the homies aren't even taking advantage of this. This is like a hitting a lick. Getting paid $40,000 for a logo. Come on, man. That's like beating these fools over the head. Like, that don't happen every day, but shit happens. But that's for every fool sitting in a cell that that's dope. That'll never get out, and that you know, is just doing it for a pack of cigarettes and shit. You know what I mean? That's where our art form, it comes from there. You know, from the street, from a motel, shitty motel. The pad with the pookie in it. Someone's doing some badass artwork, you know?
Right. No, what you guys took street culture, disaster at times, happiness, sadness, and threw that all up in the air and showed the world what was really happening, like NWA did with their music at first. You feel me?
Yeah.
Hey,
Esteban,
you know, both of you guys
Go
have
ahead.
inspired us and inspired many and continue to inspire. How has COVID-19 affected your business, Estevan and Cartoon?
For me, it just shut me down completely. They were like it was like a big fuck you to me because I had a bunch of jobs hooked up. We had a bunch of film festivals lined up. We were headlining the South by Southwest. They were going to play our movie 2 days. We were the only movie that was going to be played 2 days.
Man.
We had plenty of the homies going. We were going to we were going to rage there. We were going to come back to LA and have a screening here and have lowriders there and have a taco truck outside. We're just going to ball till we fall and, you know, just have it be so sick like that. But in a way that kind of happened for us anyways, you know, because of the COVID-19 and, you know, everybody's stuck on their couch and they don't got shit to do. So, you know, it was a perfect time, you know. I wish I could say I planned it like this, you know, to, hey, well, COVID-19's out, let's put the movie out now, you know, but it wasn't like that. And it ended up being a great thing in disguise, you know.
Yeah, nice opportunity.
But, you know, we had a lot of big different plans, and people are, you know, they're like, oh, are you ready? Are you ready? And I go, yeah, as soon as everybody sees the movie, they like it, I'm ready to go to meetings. I'm ready to start, you know, production and all that shit on all my upcoming projects. And they're like, yeah. I go, the only problem is everybody's closed. So, you know, there's not going to be no meetings. There's not going to be no production starting anytime soon. You know, we got to wait till all this shit is over because I work with people. So if I can't be around people, then how the fuck can I work? And the same with Toon, you know, he's got to be around people sweating and breathing on him and
bleeding
and
shit.
farting and all
Bleed,
that.
Hairspray tattoos now.
I don't know, man. It's going to change. COVID's going to change tattooing. That's for damn sure. We're going to have to treat tattoos like an operation, like putting tits in your old lady. You know what I mean? We're going to have to, like, it's going to be a real surgery. We're going to have to come with the full surgeon, you know. It's not going to be smoke a leño bullshit, order some food, talk shit. Are you gonna be like come in like this with a fucking welder's outfit on and shit?
Right.
Full hazmat, fucking. It'll be all black, but still, I'm gonna look like a fucking surgeon, bro. You're gonna have some headphones with condoms on it. Put that shit on,
Right.
and then I'm just gonna start it till I finish, Holmes. That's it. I'm gonna have your pattern figured out. COVID-19 made the prices go up. That's the only problem.
Yeah.
You know, I had to give myself a raise because I'm going to have to approach this in a whole different manner, man, because I'm going to cut my tattoos down to 1/3. I'm not going to, it's going to be so much for me to do it to keep, I'm going to have to sterilize the whole extra. I mean, tattooers, we go and learn about cross-contamination, bloodborne pathogens. We have to take tests on this shit for the health department, right? But now everyone's going to have to do that. Everyone's going to have to know about cross-contamination because there's some, you're going into the Starbucks and you're reaching for that hand, that door handle, but right before that door handle, you touched it, some low-life, scumbag, homeless guy was beating himself up in his tent to some 80s porn. And then he has an itchy ass because he's a homeless guy and he don't have wipies. So he has an itchy ass and he's digging in his ass on the way to Starbucks. And then he grabs that door handle to go bird bath it in the bathroom.
Right.
And then I'm fucking staring at my phone, and I grab that door handle, and then I scratch my nose. I got the flu now.
Yep.
You've thought about this from the
That
itchy ass
easy.
and everything,
That easy.
dog. The 80s
Yeah, I've been
boys.
way too much
Yeah.
time thinking about this shit. But yeah, so all of our businesses are affected. They were putting one of my lowriders on a ship to go to Hong Kong. They were gonna put it in a glass cube in a mall, and we are gonna have Art Basel in China, and I was gonna fly into central China and go pick up a bag in Beijing and Shanghai, and all that got canceled. So I think everyone got it
Yeah.
deep. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
seriously.
saying? Like everyone
man.
got smashed somehow. It's been affected, from the dude that's struggling to just keep the cable on. At least the Netflix is on, like the power's on. You know what I mean? The internet, man.
Yeah.
If the internet went down, we're gonna have some
Woo!
chaos.
Oh, it's all bad.
It's so true.
It's all bad. It's all bad. Cartoon, one more question for you, man. What's as far as being Latino in Los Angeles, right? What does Latino mean, being from Los Angeles mean to you?
You know, I think it's about being prideful of our culture and our beautiful heritage. And, you know, we're Chicanos too. We're born on this side of the line. So it's like, I don't know. I think it's a great time to be Latino. I love everything like Narcos, Mexico, El Chapo. Like, that shit makes me feel proud to be Mexican descent. You know what I mean? Like, I know they're chopping people's heads off and killing motherfuckers. Like, my mom is like horrified, but that's like a superhero to me. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a great time for us. And then with LA Originals, Estevan was able to capture like our daily life, which is, it looks insane, but it is. To make it longer, it would have been a bunch of like dead time with us talking shit to each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
So but we got to make it an exciting movie. We want to keep people on their feet. We don't want them. I fall asleep all the time during Netflix shows and shit. So we wanted to make it upbeat, fast beat. But just, I obsess on, it seems like whatever I obsess on tends to come to me, right? I can't explain it. I don't think I got magical powers and shit, but it does happen. When I think about someone long enough, it shows up. Like, it always happens. But anyways, I've been obsessing on the Netflix, and then to see LA Originals next to Peaky Blinders or whatever show I've been tripping on, it's surreal, you know?
Crazy.
Yeah, right now my Netflix, it says LA Originals, Tiger King. You feel me?
It's hard to compete with that. We would have had to throw all that extra footage that we broke the tapes on to compete with the Tiger. And even then, we ain't competing with gay hillbillies with exotic animals. You can't compete against that.
Hey, Tunes, has anyone ever asked you to tattoo an animal, bro?
Yeah, dogs get tattooed here and there. I mean, I used to have a hairless cat, and Estevan was like, you should Photoshop tattoos on them and post it and see if people get pissed. and they did, man. They were like, you tattooed that innocent animal. And they were up in arms, man. We had to take it down. People are so stupid. They couldn't tell it was Photoshopped. But this is the early days of Instagram, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, hey, for all the up-and-coming artists, I mean, hey, Chicano art, Latinos, all-time high right now. I'm talking top of the food chain, Holmes. These kids that are coming out, I'm glad I got in when I got in. My God, these kids are stupid talented. Yeah. They can take my formula and then they go to art school and shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't compete against that. But like my son, he's 16, little Estevan. He's a talented kid, but he's been raised in an artistic household. He's been told, you can do this, son. You have to do this, son. He's been hearing oldies and classic rock his whole life in the house. He smelled Indo in the house. You know, he didn't know what it was. It was his dad's scent. You know what I'm saying? There's low riders. He's submersed in the shit. But we want, for the kids that don't have fathers like us, we go and rap to them too. And we're like, look, man, it's up to you. You have to do this. Can't blame anybody else, man. We live in the land of opportunity, bro. Yep. And the more you travel and the more you go to third world countries, you will see we got it all right here. I made my kids watch The Piano the other night. I was like, you guys need to get grateful, man. So this family night, we're all watching The Piano, which is a Holocaust movie with Adrian Brody.
Yeah.
And then I thought about it that Adrian Brody came to our shop and hung out with us a whole day. And Estevan
Yeah,
shot
I
him.
did see that.
Yeah, if you look up, I had just bought a Lincoln. We're building Eminem on Lincoln for his manager. 62 Lincoln Continental. And I just bought one. I pull up to the shop and Adrian Brody's standing in front of the shop. And I jump out and he goes, "You just bought this car." I go, "Man, check it out." And he looks, "Oh, this fucker's hard." He goes, "Hey, Adrian, sit in this car." And he just sits in the driver's seat. And then he goes, and he boom. So if you look up Adrian Brody, Estevan Oriol, those pictures of him in my Lincoln come up. And that shit just happens like kind of by chance, bro. So that's why you got to surround yourself by people that are like-minded. Surround yourself by people that are on the same mission. All those negative motherfuckers that can't catch a break and they're fucking complaining, you got to cut the fools loose. I mean, you can't have your team will always change. You know what I'm saying? But you can still, you got to be on a team. Like me and E, we're a team. We do this together. There's a bunch of 5 other guys in the background that help out that don't get it. They're still coming up, so they're not getting the fame yet. But they go backstage at the Supreme Party and shit. But the next day they might be shoveling shit. You know what I mean? Or cleaning white walls. But you gotta start somewhere, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta start somewhere, and you can't get scared. You cannot not want to start at the bottom. You feel me? Starting from the top is a very scary place.
Go intern, go clean some shit. Go show up but make yourself useful.
That's it, man. LA Originals on Netflix. Garcia, Leslie, Leche.
Thank you guys, man, for joining us.
Yeah,
It's a
thank you.
fire documentary. And you preach that as parents now, like your parents told you back then, which was rare. I believe you could do it. I could believe you could do it, man. And my kids watch the documentary with me, and I try to tell them that every day. So I want to thank you guys for, not only inspiring our generation, but the generation to come, man, because art is such an important thing because you do it with your heart, man. So thank you guys so much, man. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Estevan, real quick, have you filmed on a drone yet?
I have guys that do that for me, but I think it's kind of cheating, because like people, they take photos from the drone and they're like, "Look at this great picture I did." I'm like, "Motherfucker, you weren't up there."
The computer said,
Like,
give the drone the credit.
Oh,
you got one photo out of like 100 frames. Like, you're like, come on, man.
Yeah. Listen, there's no bullshit in Estevan, okay?
Hell no.
I love it. I love
Put
it.
in the work with Estevan. Put in the work.
Put in the work, my guys, man. LA Originals on Netflix. Cartoons, Estevan,
Yeah.
my guys, again, thank you very much for the time,
thank you.
man, and we appreciate the inspiration.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.